Okay guys, so I'm not sure how I want to actually do this tutorial video, whatever we're calling it today, because I have these two products that I got from Hylamide. They're, let me see if it'll focus. Will you focus? Focus for me. Hylamide. So it's Pore Delete and the Matte 12. So for me, one of my big issues is pores, and so I have them really bad right up in this area. And I've tried the standard Benefit Professional, the Smash Boxes, all that jazz. My skincare routine is pretty good. So I'm not gonna attribute any, you know, I just feel like it's genetic, right? And I hate them. I hate them with a passion. So I'm gonna try these two products, and my skin is washed and everything, okay? The funny thing about these products, this one is the Matte 12, okay? And it is a 12-hour visible oil blocker and pore vanisher. And it says, if used without makeup, apply as last skincare step. Otherwise, pat gently over face with fingertips after liquid foundation, but before powder. I don't know how I feel about that. And the Pore Delete also says the same thing. So I'm not sure if I should use these together or not. I read reviews on, be quiet one second. I read reviews on both of them, and for the Pore Delete, this one, people say that it has a lot of pilling. It doesn't work well with foundations. You put it on over your foundation and it takes off your foundation. So I might save that for another video and just kind of test out this mattifying primer. And I'll do my makeup the same as I usually do it. And so yeah, so skin is clean, all that jazz. I'm gonna take some of the primer. It is kind of thick, lotiony. Where's my finger? Thick, almost, it almost feels like, what you call it? Becca Evermatte, but a little bit, it's like Becca Evermatte and Smashbox had a baby. That's exactly what it feels like. Feels good. It actually said pat, right? Gently pat over face. Okay, well, I'm gonna pat it into my oilier places just a little bit more. Okay, so it's on, everything feels good. I'm just gonna go ahead and do my makeup per the usual. Winter, can you grab me that silver thing, the little tray that's over there? Right there, yep. Winter's in here with me, so if you hear noise or anything, that's who is making it. So I'm going to prime my eyes with Urban Decay Primer Potion. I need to buy a new one because this is like almost done. And just FYI, I'm using new settings on my camera, so that hopefully I'm in focus and all that jazz currently. Right, and for my brows, I am just going to use Benefit Precisely My Brow. Focus. Precisely My Brow. Probably the best eyebrow pencil I've ever used. Oh, that's good for right now. And just to clean it up because it needs to, Lancome's Tint Idol concealer. I really like this concealer. It's very creamy, very creamy. So a little bit goes a very long way, and it's very nourishing also. Okay, so for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using Juvia's Place. Actually, all of the Juvia's Place. So I'm going to go in with Madagascar all over. What's it? Madagascar and the Nubian 2 palette all over the lid. Just taking a very fluffy brush. And with a crease brush, I'm gonna go in with, let us see. I'm gonna go in with Burkina from the Masquerade palette, Burkina. I'm gonna take that just right in my crease. All right, and right on top of where I put Burkina, I'm gonna go with Zulu. It's a bit warmer. And then with a more precise crease brush, like so. You gonna focus, maybe? I'm gonna go in with Kenya from the Nubian 2. Right there. And I'm taking that just on the outer corner. And then with the same brush, I went with the prior 2 colors. I'm just gonna go in. If my camera would act right, and just kind of blend all of those together. There we go. And with I'm gonna go with an empty brush, it has no color, and just kind of work that where the colors I put down meet my brow bone, and kind of just work that through. I'm gonna take Select Cover Up and I'm gonna cut the crease. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go back in with Kenya. Ooh, if I can get in frame, girl. Kenya. I'm just going to kind of darken up that area. Okay, and let me find the color. Okay, so in the Saharan palette, I'm gonna go in with Katsina, this color right here. It's a little bit lighter than my actual skin tone. And I'm gonna lay that on top of the concealer I put down. Back in with that crease brush and Kenya, the darkest color I was using, and just darken up this outer edge. And then that first brush that I used with the first 2 colors, I'm not re-dipping them. I just want to kind of blend out that Kenya color a little. Okay, I'll just go in with Nubian 1 and the colors aren't named. This one right here. my brow bone very lightly because I'm not sure this is the color that I want to do, but it's the color I have. Yeah, I don't like that. Has a pink tone to it. It'll work with my highlights, so that's fine. Just blend this. All right, so that's it for the eyes right now. I'm going to do my base now. So correcting with tinted dull corrector, and again, you need very little. Just going to kind of pop it on that little mark I have from my last little breakout, and that's really the only place I really need a ton of correcting, and around my mouth. And as you can see, the corrector blends out like nobody's business. And the color I got was orange red. It was the deepest one. I was gonna go with peach, but I wasn't sure. And I hadn't really seen a lot of videos with this in action. So, and this might as well be a Lancome video. Tinted dull, what shade am I? 500W on my beauty blender, of course. For some reason, my foundation has been looking a little orange lately, and I cannot tell you why, because I've been this foundation color since forever. Oh, going in with Lancome again, and this shade is 435 Suede W as a highlight. Now with the primer I'm testing, this is actually a very hydrating concealer. So we will see if it actually see me doing is going with the part of my beauty blender that has concealer, and then the part of my beauty blender that has foundation, and kind of going through the lines of demarcation and just making sure it kind of flows a little bit better. And I'm gonna set my under eyes with this MAC Medium Deep Studio Fix Perfecting Powder. And then for the rest of my face, I'm gonna go in with Laura Mercier, the Medium Deep Medium Deep Translucent Setting Powder. All right, so now to work on the under eye. I should probably put some powder down, but I'm not going to, because I'm risky like that. For my under eye, I'm actually gonna go with the Masquerade palette, and I'm going to use this kind of greenish, lime greenish, tealish, and then this blue Molly and Chi. Actually, I'm going to go with these three colors. Okay, so in my tear duct, I'm going to take a small dome brush maybe. I'm going to go in with Molly, and then with a small shader brush. Can you tell I haven't filmed in a while? I'm gonna go in with Dahlia, and then at the outer edge I'm gonna use Chi. And then I'm just gonna go back in with my Beauty Blender and kind of just clean up that under eye a bit. So for bronzer, I'm so upset because I can't find the Shea Moisture bronzer anywhere, and my, what's the one? CoverGirl one, the CoverGirl Queen one is a little bit too red for me right now. So I'm gonna take this L'Oreal Infallible Matte Powder in shade, I don't know. It has to be the darkest one, guys. And I'm just gonna go in and I'm just gonna kind of bronze up the outer edge. It's very, very faint. And then for a slight contour, well, who am I talking about? For contour, I'm using Sasha blush in matte brown. Probably one of my all-time favorite contours, and it's way, way dark. So I'm going in very, very slight and very lightly. And then for highlight today, I've been kind of trying to do something different with my highlight, because I have seen people put their highlight on first and then their blush. So I've started doing that, and for highlight I'm using Danessa Myricks in light powder in Synergy, and it's white in the pan, but it gives you a very pretty pink, purple, you know how everybody's into unicorn and crap now, mermaids, that kind of vibe. And then for blush, I'm gonna go in with Black Radiance Toasted Almond. I'm gonna take my same L'Oreal bronzing powder that I was using for bronzer, and I'm just gonna take it on an angle brush and go down the sides of my nose, just slightly kind of end that highlight that's taking over. And of course, make it seamless with my Beauty Blender. There we go. So for eyeliner, a small paintbrush and Inglot 177 or 77 with some Duraline in it. Can we talk about struggle liners? Struggle liners. Perfect struggle. Anyways, let me see if I can fix it. My same flat brush that I used, and what color did I use? My lid color. Let's see if I can just get in there. Take that. Then go back with my, wish I kept my brushes together. Go back with that deep color. Kind of stipple it right there. And then take my liner. Let's see if I can just deepen it up right there at the corner without, keyword, without it looking too ratchet. Okay, that's as good as it's gonna get. I'm gonna prime my lashes with Wet n Wild, probably my favorite lash primer, and it helps that it's super cheap and it works just as well as the Lancome one I used to use. For mascara, I'm using It's Cosmetics Superhero, and I like this, but this new tube is so wet. Alright guys, so my camera died, but y'all have seen me put on lashes before. And like I said, the Kiss 11s. Got them at Walgreens, cool. Alright, and lips. So I'm just gonna line my lips with NYX Dark Brown. Okay, and to make it a little summery, I guess, instead of doing a matte lip like I usually do, I'm gonna use Anastasia Winter. I'm gonna use Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Gloss in Sepia. Alright guys, so that's the final look. Oh, what am I doing? I'm gonna set my face. Wet n Wild setting spray. Alright guys, so that's the final look. Summery, not too involved, you know. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed, and I will see, ow, what are you doing? I will see you on the next vid. Bye. End of the day, I've had this makeup on for about, I don't know, let's say about 7-8 hours. So this was a 12-hour wear. You gotta be quiet. This was a 12-hour wear primer, and it's over there, so I don't have it with me, but I'll overlay a picture or something. So the Hylamide matte 12-hour primer. I did not blot. I did not powder. Winter, you gotta be quiet. I didn't powder, didn't do anything like that, and this is what it's looking like. Per the usual, I'm a bit oily in this area here, and I'm looking on my monitor, that's why I'm looking to this direction. I'm a bit oily, per the usual, so it's not anything that is more than normal. But I'm not getting any breakups. I'll kind of zoom in a little bit more. So I'm not really getting any breakups. My makeup did not go into my smile lines, which I think is a difference between the ones that the primers I usually use, because by now, around hour 5 or so, I will usually have a bit of, y'all, I'm tired and I've been drinking, so brain's not working. A bit of the foundation kind of seeping in, and it's not, Winter, can you get me that mirror over there? Give me the gold mirror. Yeah. Give me that mirror, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. So this smile line is the one that I typically have problems with. As you can see, a little bit is seeped in, but not too much. Not as much as I usually will have. And of course, the sides of my nose is where I get the shine, and that's typically, that's what it is. It is what it is. So let me zoom out.
No one can see me.
Yeah, they can see you now.
Hi.
So yeah, that's it. As far as the primer, it's a good primer. It's pretty on par. It's pretty on par with the rest of the primers I use, with the rest of the mattifying primers I use. Winter, you gotta be quiet. The rest of the mattifying primers I use, Becker Evermatte and Makeup Forever Step 1 mattifying. So no qualms here. I'm going to continue to use it, and yeah. Oh, but I did want to say, y'all saw the close-up. My pores were minimized by that primer, so that is a plus. I don't get that with the Makeup Forever Step 1, but I do get that with the Becca Evermatte, okay? So, all right, guys, that's it for this first impressions of the Hylamide, the Get Ready With Me and all that jazz. I'm hella tired. So I am gonna go. All right, so I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.